Good evening, Dan Aaron. The district attorney's office went into great detail today. And what you're going to see tonight are still images from the body cameras of the officers involved in the shooting. Salinas police were called out to the home where 16-year-old Marlon Rodas was living in the early hours of January 18th. After two other people living in the multi-resident home became concerned, Rodas was outside the main house on the property and had a knife. When officers got on scene, they tried to talk to the teen, who was high on methamphetamine, and used a fire hose and foam rounds to try and get him to drop the knife. But Rodas was unresponsive, and after 40 minutes, he ran inside the house with the knife. 4 officers chased him in, and that's when Officer Manuel Lopez slipped on the tile floor and fell flat on his back. Lopez then fired 2 shots from his AR-15 from between his legs, and Officer Jared Dominici followed suit with 3 more shots.
When he comes around, he sees Lopez down and doesn't know if Lopez has been shot, stabbed, and the chief assistant had indicated that Lopez fell. I've watched the tape, and it would look to me like his feet just came out from under him, and he was going down on his rear end, and he was actually shooting now with his AR-15 between his legs at Marlon.
4 minutes later, Rodas was dead. Prior to the fatal shots, more foam rounds were fired and tasers were deployed inside the house, all ineffective. When asked why the officers pursued Rodas into the home, this was the response.
The police, they know that occupants were ordered out of the house, but no one had gone in to clear it, meaning the police hadn't gone in to clear the house. And there's some concern that people might be in there.
KSBW has reviewed the 911 tapes from the shooting, and Salinas officers clearly state the house is cleared. When pressed on this by a KSBW producer, this was the response from the DA.
There's a lot going on as you're listening to that and you're just listening to those transmissions. There's a whole ton of activity that's happening all the time. People talking to Marlon, people, moving around, trying to plan different things. You're focused just on the radio call and not everything else. The officers talking to each other. They're not aware of everything that you're aware of when you listen to that radio.
The district attorney's office says it's not up to them to review best practices and decide if the officers should or should not have gone inside the home, but only whether or not police had a reasonable belief that they needed to use self-defense in those last minutes. Dan, Aaron.
All right, Caitlin, thank you.
Police Chief Adele Frase addressing some questions about whether or not those officers followed police protocol by going in the home. Action
News reporter Lauren Seaver spoke with the chief just minutes ago, and she continues our live team coverage from outside the police department. Lauren?
Aaron, Dan, I spoke with Chief Frase just moments ago, and she says she's pleased with the outcome of this investigation. Now, Chief Frase told me that after an officer-involved shooting, it's an opportunity for the department to review their use of force policy and other protocol. Now, one of the questions that still remains following this incident, though, is why the officers rushed to enter the home, even after they had confirmed multiple times over the officer dispatch radio that the home was cleared.
I believe what you're referring to is when an officer said the house is clear, in terms of they did shout outs for people to come out of the home. So as far as we know, we can assume that people who wanted to be safe obey the officers, but we had not actually physically inspected the home. So there would be no way at that point that we would know that the home was unoccupied.
Now, the 2 officers who fired their guns that night did take a short leave, but they are back on patrol now and did return to the streets back in February. Dan, Aaron.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it, Lauren.
Thanks, Lauren.
We have much more on the officer-involved shooting that happened January 18th on our website, ksbw.com. The transcribed 911 tapes from the night of the standoff are there. There's also body camera video worn from both officers during the shooting.